Short intro. I'm representing company BEO GmbH. And who is BEO? We are a company established in 1987. And our head office is in Endingen, it's near Freiburg. And we're specialized for more than 25 years in the sector of customs clearance software. Which means when a company in Germany is doing import or export of goods and is also doing the compliance part when it comes to anti-terror lists and sanctions, we provide software for these parts. What's special about us? We have currently around 35 employees at our headquarters in Germany, and we have around 150 employees seated at our subsidiary in India, in Cochin, Kerala. There's our BEO software technology park. It's a building we founded in India in 2011. We started, and by this we created India for IT. India for IT is a brand of BEO. It's not an own company, it's a brand of BEO. This brand was created by demand. This is always a very nice situation when you can do something like this. We were asked by customers and by other partner companies. They saw that we are experienced when it comes to software development and outsourcing in India for over 20 years, because our founder of BEO started with a workbench model for software development 20 years ago in India. And they see our products, it works out, and they see we are successful in what we're doing. And they came to us and told, listen, you do the software development over there. Our experience with India is not so great. You mentioned some parts of this. And it looks like you're doing something right. Can we do the same? Can we have it from you? Can you do the outsourcing for us? And so we stated, maybe going into the outsourcing part as it's seen currently, it's not our business. We're developing a new model. The model of the workbench as we use it in order to go to long-term employment and giving these employees the opportunity to work on a long-term basis at our technology park in India for companies in Germany. And by this, I'm going to show you some of our failures and lessons we've learned in the last years. I have created the brand India for IT by myself. I'm representing this brand, and I've done all the parts that come to it. Contracting, the processes, the brand as itself, the online marketing and the sales part. All of this in the last 3 years, and we are very successful with this. So maybe I can share some of our experiences when it comes to working with German customers in this part of the outsourcing. Market entry, we can talk later about things like this. Failures by the outsourcing company. You are the company who wants to provide outsourcing to companies here in Germany. Underestimating the cultural differences. One big point we had to face. It's not only the language, it's the habits, it's the work style, it's the performance of your employees over there. Do they meet the expectations of the customers in Germany? How is the communication by this? We go into this later. Overestimating the skills of your employees. Of course, when I go out, I do not tell someone, oh, I'm not so sure if my employees can handle your demands. Yes sir, can do sir. The main phrase you get in India when you're asking someone, can you solve this issue? Yes sir, can do sir. You're asking this person 3 weeks later, is it working out? Yes sir, no problem sir. And this is going on. I don't know how it's with Palestine, but overestimating your own employees. Be honest in this part. Think about it. The availability, well, of course, Also in India, many people are available. They are coming from the universities and they are available on the labor market. But only availability doesn't speak of quality. It has to be assured also to the German customer that it is working on. Also with the performance. My people are the best. They have the best performance on the market. What is expected? Preparing. By this I mean, you have to prepare your own employees working in the field of outsourcing. It's a big difference having someone working for your local department, for your local software development and local companies, or when you tell them, listen, you will be going to be someone working for a contractor in Germany, or in Switzerland, or in Austria, wherever. It's a complete different part, because then we come to the steps before, cultural differences. You have to prepare the candidates you are asking. They're coming to you and want to work for your company. You have to prepare them. When they become employees, you have to prepare your employees. And then, is there some kind of gap between your core staff employees working for the local companies and people working in the outsourcing? Are they seated together? How is this working out? And later on, when it comes to the customer, you have to prepare your customer to see if he is able to work in the outsourcing part. This is where we come now. Failures by the customer. I've witnessed that many customers thinking about outsourcing, they don't have experience in this. They do not have experience, they just think, oh, well, I'm giving my, my script over there and they do it and I get it back and it works out. Or I just put some tasks in a system and they will work it down and later on I get a finished product and I can sell it. Everything is fine, I'm having low costs and I like this. Not quite what it is. Many customers do not have the skill of the structure for integrating outsourcing and external workforce. You have to prepare your company and you have to prepare the customer for this. You have to ask the customer, is the structure fit to support this company? If not, we can help you with this because that's the experience we also provide. We're not providing just an outsourcing, we're providing service to you. Also the experience, that's why you come to us and not to someone else. That's the case. And the project structure, how is their software development done? Are they working in Scrum? Can your employees match these demands? Have to see about this. Handling new employees, also a big part for a customer. We have had experience that many customers started with their new employees. We found the candidates. They started over in India, and they started treating these new employees as if they were locally seated with them. So they were giving them some tasks, and please start on. Didn't work out. And they were wondering, why didn't it work out? Okay, you have to make another approach in this. And this is also where it comes in, that you have to accompany the customer in these steps. You have to be with him. On the long run, also, at first, there's close contact. Later on, these employees in the outsourcing field or the projects, they will run on their own a bit. They have to be monitored closely, but they will mostly run their own on the long run. But later on, we have many customers, they also asked, okay, now we are working half a year or 1 year. We would like to meet the new colleagues. I say our goal as an outsourcing provider is then met when the company we are providing the service is not speaking anymore about their outsourcing employees. They are speaking about their colleagues. The colleagues, in our case in India, or about the colleagues seated in Palestine. Then the goal is met, then it's working out. Coming abroad, which means we offering companies that their new employees, after some time, some starting time, they come over to Germany for 1, 2, or 3 months, working in the companies, later on going back, being ambassadors. Ambassadors, they have been there, they know the market, they know the habits and the social interaction, and they bring these experience back to their home country, building up new teams or speeding up the performance of the existing teams. Expecting miracles, that's the best part. Customer coming to you, oh, outsourcing, hey, cool. here you got my scripts, and this is the problem. Please solve it. My head developers couldn't solve it, so you can do it. I'm giving you in the outsourcing, I'm paying you, please solve it. Well, okay. That's not how it works. Instant solutions. Just by going into an outsourcing, having a candidate, having someone working over there, doesn't mean you get the solution instantly. This also takes time. And customers have to know this. I'm coming later to the part of honesty. It's really important to give customers an honest feedback on what they are expecting and if it's really makeable. Also when it comes to the performance, and we had customers where we faced some fears by their employees that they are going to be replaced by the outsourcing. That's a big fear. And there we come also later on, that's where I start now a bit of improvising. Later on when it comes to contacting companies, this will also be a fear with them, with everyone. And then there comes in part to you, to who you want to talk. In our case, we see we are mostly talking to the CEOs, and to the heads. We're not talking to a software development team leader or project lead. Most of them have the fear they are going to be replaced. But as I can say, well, nearly 100% of our current outsourcing customers who outsource to India, none of them cut any headcount in Germany. They expanded even though, because they got the opportunity to get skills they needed, they didn't find here in Germany, in their region they are seated, and by this they could get new contracts and they could expand the team in the outsourcing and also the team in Germany. So it's also an opportunity, but this has to be communicated. You have to face this fear. Going to some practical. Lesson 1, I would say, is transparency. Transparency when it comes to the costs. I didn't have any company in our portfolio which comes to us not asking about transparency in this case. For German companies, especially for small companies and mid-sized companies, this is a very important part. They're asking about the salaries. What are your people over there doing the outsourcing? What do they earn? What is their take-home monthly salary? What do they get in their pockets? Additional costs. Well, we have the salary, but you as a company, you also have some benefit of it. What's the monthly fee paying you for providing this service? The services. What will this cost you? You have to be transparent. There are many outsourcing companies telling that you can reduce your costs in software development by doing the outsourcing. And they provide you some hourly rates, and you see, oh, this is great, this is cool, I like it, I can save much of money with this, I will do it. But today, many start asking how these costs exist, how they come together, and what the people behind are getting out of this. Ominous rates where they cannot define what your employee over there is earning. Most of them, they go back. They do not take this anymore. It's important to be transparent in this case. Working conditions, the same. Most companies live up to their ethical leadership, and they say, I am interested that my employees in Germany do have a good workplace, they have good working conditions, and they're happy with what they're doing, and they work with cutting-edge technology and so on like this. I want to ensure that also people in the outsourcing part, my employees over there somewhere else, they have good working conditions, and they are not treated as slaves, something like this. When I'm doing the first contact when it comes to outsourcing to India, many people come in their head, ooh, India, there are many companies, and especially when you go to the textile company and the clothing sector, their working conditions are not so good. And this is also in their heads when they come to software development. By this, it's important that you also be transparent. You show where your people are working, how are their working conditions, and if they are happy. That's important. Next one is communication. Communication to the employees, to your employees. As I said before, strengthen the confidence and the happiness of the employees, because they have to perform. They have to perform for their customer abroad. And therefore they have to be happy. And loyalty is a big part. You're getting a new candidate for a company, and you're hiring this person, and he starts working on a project for your German contractor. And suddenly he's telling you, oh, I'm not happy, I'm leaving the project. You're sitting there. You won't get a second chance keeping this contractor in Germany for this. And then you will be burned, also in the area around him, because this will spread. Loyalty of the employees is important in this case. And same goes for the customer. Confidence and happiness. By this I don't have to tell you, but if these parts are right, he is willing to expand. It's not very likely that you will meet a customer who yells, whoa, cool, someone giving me an outsourcing, hey, I want 20 developers from you now, right on the spot. When can you provide it? When can we start? They will test you. They will say, we make a small project, we will test it, and we will see how this is working out. And when this is working out, we will speak about expansion. And we speak about what we also can do. Maybe also selling products in your company, going into an active partnership. Not just getting an outsourcing, but getting active partnership. Social integration. There we come to the sustainability of this part. When having employees working in the outsourcing, be sure, when they are small teams, to seat them together with your core staff. And seating together developers with the same skills. So if you have several contractings and you have several employees working maybe in mobile app development, seat them together. Explain your customer that it's not that they will share company secrets, but it's for the technical performance. When they have the opportunity, when they're working as one-man show or in small teams like 1 or 2 persons, then they have to have the opportunity to interact with each other. This will speed up the process and the performance, and also this comes back to your customer. You will see this. With the customer, there is with the transparency. When you open up the salaries to tell him what his employees over there are earning, you have to give him instrument of participation. We at India for IT, we do this by giving the customer the opportunity to actively go into the annual sales, the annual salary increments. Every year in India we have the annual increment, which means that we are talking to our employees about how the standard salary rates in the IT sector have developed. And by this we are going to raise the salary. And we do a proposal to the customer, to our contract in Germany. Listen, these are your employees, and we would say they should get a raise about this and this percentage. Are you confident with this? Can you do this? And the customer can indirectly say, hey, they did a good job, give them. Or he can say, they did a remarkable job, please put some percentage up. I want them to be happy. And this gives participation. Information with all the things, what is happening over there. You have to monitor this closely, and you have to give the information to the customer so he sees you are involved. And the communication tools. How is the customer communicating? As I said before, many customers are not so experienced working with external forces. Then you have also to be able to provide maybe a solution for communication. In time, do I have to speed up?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Oh, yes. Ooh. Creating safety. The Germans are safety crazy. They want safety. Safety overall is the best. And then you have to create IT security. Security requirements for customers. Handling the costs and providing the service. Expect excessive security requirements for your customers. In every talk I have with some companies, they ask me, before we go any further, how about security? Where is my data? How can I be sure they are not copying my data and it shows up somewhere in India as a new product, but it's mine? What can we do? How do you prevent this? And you get a list, and you have to be able to answer these questions. That's important. And when it comes to IT security, not only how the data is handled, also over there. When I think of Palestine, I'm looking into the media, and I do have a picture in my head of Palestine. I've not so much with the economical part, but I've seen the media. Violence, there's war over there. There are many things happening. There's riots. And how is it with me? How can you provide security to me? That my employee I'm hiring over there, or my project team, will be there tomorrow if they're attacked somehow, or how is it with the infrastructure? In India, we have some problems with the power outages. So we had to put in our technology part, say self-sustainable power management. So we can ensure our customers there will be no power outage. We are secure with this. Small points, but you have to tell us. That's important, because that's creating safety. And next part, contract security. We've spoken about this early on. You have to be in Germany. You have to be in Germany. It makes it so much easier for you. Having a subsidiary in Germany and providing German contracts. Because now, on the market, it has changed a bit. When I come from my side, when I come to India, and I tell someone we're doing outsourcing with India, I can tell, listen, no problem. You are not having a contract with some LTD seated in Bangalore, Mumbai, whatever. And if there are problems, you have to go to jurisdiction over there in India. Fun. 10 years later, no result. German customers do not want this. They want German contracts, and they want the security of the German law. Therefore, you have to be here. No other way around. Contract life cycle. No one wants to sign big contracts anymore, especially when it comes to outsourcing, and especially when it comes to such a flexible thematic like software development. Thinking about an app, you have someone ready to invest into app mobile development. In 1 month, I have 5 inquiries landing on my desk, people calling me just by picking up our website. Oh, listen, I have an idea, I have the budget, I want an app created. I just need it for 4 or 5 or 6 months. Can we provide it? Can we do this? We have to check. But he's not willing to say, okay, I want an app, and in my business case, this app has to be on the market in 6 months. I'm not willing to sign a contract for 12 months or 24 months. That's not the case. So, contract life cycle, also one thing. This comes hand in hand when it comes to the notice period. He wants also security with the employees he's hiring, with the candidates. What kind of notice period do you give your employees over there? In India, and that's untypical, but we do it, and that's why we are successful with this, we're giving our employees 3-month notice period. 3-month notice period for employees. This comes from both sides, from our side to them and from them to us. By this, we can ensure the customer, listen, if some of your employees come to us and tell, hey, we want to leave, we're not happy, or we have to move somewhere else, we sign off, we give notice, but we can tell the customer, no problem, 3 months, more than enough for us to find a substitute. And that's the security and the safety you have to create. What now? For the conclusion, be honest. I see this is working. We all know, as we are sitting here, that honesty is let's say, a scarce commodity in today's business.
I don't agree.
Then you got good experience you have to share with me. We can talk about this later. Honesty, when it comes into business, I've witnessed many things about this. Be honest, and you will stand out of the crowd. Then it's good. Then you have met the right partners. Delicate subject outsourcing. Sorry, 1 second. Especially when it comes to outsourcing. You have many companies out there giving you marketing promises. As I said before, all people are the best, we can do everything, we can give you the solutions, and all like this, come to us, give us your money. Working on. Not in this case. And if you're burned, you are not burned with this specific customer, you are burned in an area. And this will spread. And sometime you will reach a status where you will not get any more business with this. So, honestly. Be supportive, not overprotective. Communicate with your customer, go into communication with him. Help without taking over. That's a big part. One specialty of our services, we are not doing the project work. We are just doing the bureaucratic things over there in India, and we have a German-speaking contact for organizational matters. But we do not go into project work. Project work and the project leading is only done by our customers. Since we are going into the workbench model, this is how we can do it. If it goes for short-term contracting, most of them are seeking for project leads you also provide. That's another case. But in this part, help without taking over. Give advice and not instructions. Always talk to your customer if he's happy, how the projects are running, how the processes are in flow. Go into there, give him some advice. Even if he's not asking, ask him, can I give you some advice? But do not give instructions. You have to do it like this, because later on the customer will come, hey, it didn't work out, you have made me to do this for you. Not do it. Try to sense upcoming problems. As I said, on the long run, we had a close communication with our customers. By this, we were able to catch most of upcoming problems in their start. And this is very important, This one is out of the marketing, but it's the best. And as I say with references, make your satisfied customer your greatest fan. I've witnessed very early that companies coming to me, well, we're thinking about doing outsourcing with you. Do you have references? Who can I call asking about your quality of service? Who can I call? And that was the point when I started going to every customer I had. Listen up, I want a referral from you. Can you give it to me? Can I give the contact from you to someone else interested in our service? Would you give me a good resume? Is it okay for you? A bit tricky because we also have customers I'm not allowed to name because they do not want that it's known to the outside that they are outsourced, that they are doing outsourcing. Because it's a delicate thematic in this case. But most of our customers are willing to do this. They can be seen on our website, and I'm happy about this because many other come and tell, I've read the reference, they're in nearly the same part as we do. We would like to see what you can provide. Make them your greatest fans. Also, not just for your advertisement in your company, by this you can also advertise your customer. And there we come to the next part with you. You got happy customers. You're doing the outsourcing. Maybe they have the suitable products for your market. There we go into the advertising. That's where the active partnership is taking place later on. Well, I have reached the end of the presentation. Any questions from your side?